sure some of you may have thoughts about the past, something which you really wanted to do in the past. And if you could go back in time, you would definitely go and change what you've done. But as we know, when it comes to time, it's like traveling on a one-way. There is no second chance, there's no going back. It doesn't make a difference whether you're a common man doing a 9-to-5 job, you're the CEO of a multinational firm, or you're the President of the United States of America. We all get the same 24 hours. The difference is in what you do within those 24 hours, which changes your life. It doesn't matter how much wealth you have, because all the wealth in the world, you can buy expensive watches, but you can't buy time. And that is why this evening I want to talk about the gift of time. Madam Toastmaster, the President, my fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, I'd like to actually share a little story with you to get the message across, and I hope that will drive the message. It's about a young boy, a teenager. Let's name him Lewis. And Lewis was a typical teenager who kind of enjoyed his life in a very carefree way. Wasn't quite bothered about time. His parents tried to tell him and explain him to get the grip of life and said, you're having fun, which is wonderful, but come on, just waste time sitting on the couch and just watching television. But his responses were often quite provocative. And he went on with his life, and days and weeks passed. One day, Lewis went off to the jungles with his friends. They were on their way to a trek. And halfway through the way, he kind of lost track, and he realized that he was by himself. But he was okay, because he's been there a number of times, they've gone there, and he said, I'll figure it out, I'll find my friends soon. So he just carried on walking. And then suddenly he saw a little dwarf passing by there. And he had never seen dwarfs apart from Harry Potter movies. So he kind of followed the dwarf. And the dwarf was mumbling in his own world and just getting on. And as he followed the dwarf, suddenly he realized the dwarf was passing below a large tree and the branch was about to drop off. So he ran there and pulled the dwarf aside and just about saved him. Now the dwarf was first quite scared, but then realized that Lewis had actually saved his life. So he was very thankful. He said, you've done an amazing job. Thank you so much. Actually, I think I need to give you a gift. So come with me to Dwarfland. And he took him off to this little hidden place in the woods. And over there was a little well, which he called the secret well. And he said, the secret well is a very special place. It gives out gifts every moment. And if you're there at the right time in the right moment, the gift is yours. And as they spoke, out came a lovely, shining, beautiful bicycle. And Lewis said, well, if that's right, well then that bicycle's mine, right? And the dwarf said, by all means, go for it. So he grabbed the bicycle, he got on the seat, and he had a little ride around. He was having some fun, and suddenly, poof, the bicycle just disappeared, and he fell on the ground. He said, what's going on? This is not fair. And the dwarf said, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. But take a look at the well again. And there was a lovely leather jacket coming. So he went and got the leather jacket, and he wore it, and he was just feeling good, and suddenly the jacket disappeared. Now this went on and on and on, and he was getting quite a few different gifts. He was enjoying those gifts, having a good time. He was a little bit upset with the fact that he couldn't hold on to them because he wanted to take everything home. And that's when they didn't even realize how time was passing. And suddenly they heard the sound of his friends. And the dwarf said, oh, that must be your friends. Well, this is a secret place. We need to hide this. Get the leaves, cover up the well. But since you've saved my life, I'm going to give you a little gift. So he took his little pouch out and gave him a gift and said, this has a miniature version of the well, which can do the same for you, take up the same magical powers, provided you look at it in the right way. So he gave it to him and just disappeared. Lewis went off, found his friends, they went off and carried on, had a great evening, and he just forgot about the incident. And it was about a week later when he was sitting on his couch doing nothing, as he often did, that he remembered about this. So he went, grabbed the bag, brought out the pouch, and opened it up. But inside there was no miniature well, it was actually a small clock. And this clock had a little small screen attached to it, like a magical screen from the Harry Potter movies, in which he could see himself having fun and enjoying himself over there with the gifts. And it lasted for a few moments, and then it disappeared. And it came up with himself sitting on the couch, getting bored, doing nothing. And the image changed again of him doing something constructive, something productive. And it disappeared again. And this went on for a while. And a lot of times the images coming up there was him just sitting on the couch, getting bored, doing nothing. And that's where the penny dropped. That's where Lewis got to know that, yes, this actually was a way for me to get the message that time is like a gift. And the minutes in the hour how life gives to us, and what we do with every minute decides what we get in life. We can let them just pass away, or we can make them productive and constructive. And since then, Lewis is a completely changed person. He goes out, he spends time with his friends, he still watches TV, but he makes sure that he makes the best of his time. And that's the message I'd like to leave this evening with you. That if you would like to change your lives, make sure that you make the best of time. Because if you don't respect time, time doesn't respect you. They say that procrastination is the villain of time management, because the word procrastination comes from pro, which is future, and cras, which is pushing it for the future. So for the benefit of future, you're moving something in the past, in the future. So rather than doing it now, you think later is a better option. So if you want to do something, just as Nike says, just do it. Because that's what makes the difference. If you don't respect your time, time doesn't respect you. So make the best of every moment and enjoy your lives. Just do it.